President Biden just gave us an update on the stimulus package. Also, what Nancy Pelosi said earlier today in regards to, yet again, another stimulus package. I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that is changing very rapidly. Also, make sure to stay tuned as my wife Corey will be back here in just a couple minutes with the new updated list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of this community. I've been seeing some of your comments down below saying, hey, when am I going to get my shoutout? Don't worry, for all of you in the fan club, you will be getting a shoutout this week as that list is updating every single video. All right, let's get right into this. So first off, I just got off of the press conference with the president, and wow, it was a very long one. In fact, this video might actually be uploaded a few minutes late simply because I started recording this video about 15 minutes later than I usually do because I was listening in to what the president was saying. So he was just on for almost 2 hours that he was speaking for. Unbelievable. Usually these things last like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at the most, but we're pushing almost 2 hours. So by the time that I jumped off of it anyway to make this video. But there was a lot of interesting things that were said, a lot of different topics that we're not going to discuss simply because we don't need to talk about it. However, he did mention the stimulus package, which I want to talk about here. He gave us a little bit more detail on what we can expect going forward, and I want to give you an update on something I talked about in the previous video as well, which I thought he was going to talk about, but he didn't say a single word about it in this press conference. All right, number one, let's quickly talk about the Build Back Better agenda. He did talk about it multiple times in his speech here. Honestly, not a whole lot of new information. However, he did also confirm that the Build Back Better agenda probably will be broken up into multiple little packages, possibly executive orders, possibly standalone bills, but he also acknowledged at the same time this bill will likely be broken up, and there's a high possibility that this bill will not pass in its current form right now. Very interesting because I'm pretty sure yesterday we were talking about this same thing and a spokesperson for the administration came out and said, there's not going to be a second bill. So kind of interesting how now we have conflicting information. But either way, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is it's highly likely that they will break this thing up. And as the president said in the press conference, they're going to get done what they can now, and then they'll come back for the rest a little bit later. When a little bit later is, who knows? And what they're going to try to get past right now, again, we don't know those details. All that we know is they're going to try to get as much as they can done now, whether it's broken up in 20 different bills or 3 different bills, we don't know those details. But simply, this is something that's relatively new still, is that they want to break this thing up and pass it through in little bills and just get whatever they can done now and then come back for the rest at some point, who knows when, in the future. That's just all they continue to indicate. So, very interesting. One other thing I want to mention here as well. Near the end of the press conference, a really good question came in. It was a reporter out of South Texas. Honestly, I don't remember where he said he was from, which news agency he was from, but a great question. He said he was from the southern portion of Texas, and he said that a lot of people down there are really struggling with increased prices on groceries, gas for their cars, the stuff that all of us buy. And he said, what are you going to do? What is your strategy going forward to help alleviate these prices? And the president came in and, gave an answer. And honestly, the answer had nothing to do with the question that was being asked. I was really looking forward to an answer on that because I thought, yeah, what are you going to do? Seriously, people are struggling right now. I know a lot of you in this community are wondering what's going to be done here. Inflation is running wild. Our income is staying the same. You know what I mean? Like a fixed income is staying the same. Prices continue to rise. Therefore, we are being priced out of the market. So when this reporter asked the question, I was super excited. I thought, this is great. Finally, the question I've been wanting to ask for this whole time, which is, what are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do to help out these people that are struggling so badly right now with all of these increased prices? And then unfortunately, the answer that came out had nothing to do with what the guy was asking, what the reporter was asking, and then they automatically went on to the next question. And I just feel like, seriously, that was our opportunity. So unfortunately, we don't have a good answer. Not really sure if there's a plan there, but Just letting you know, that's what was said. Unfortunately, the question was not answered in any substantial way at all. Also, the administration is really focusing on the Democratic Party, telling the American people what they've already accomplished. So I came across some information earlier today, and also the president alluded to this as well in his press conference, telling the Democrats to continue to focus on and tell the American people what they've already accomplished in the last 12 months, which happens to be the American Rescue Plan, $1.9 trillion, and the infrastructure bill, which technically is $1.2 trillion, but it's a little over $500 billion of new spending. So we're calling it $2.4 trillion of spending. So basically what the administration is doing is telling Democrats, tell the American people what we've already done, the $2.4 trillion of spending. So that's what we're supposed to be remembering right now is almost a year ago when they approved the American Rescue Plan that had the $1,400 stimulus check and some other things in it, the child tax credit payments, those were in there as well. A few other provisions were in there, but that's what we're supposed to be focusing on right now. As we all struggle going forward, we're just supposed to remember back in history that, oh yeah, almost a year ago, we got a little bit of relief that lasted like 3 days, right? So that's what we're supposed to be focusing on, just in case you wanted to know. So that's one of the messages as well. Let's quickly talk about Nancy Pelosi here and what she talked about earlier today in regards to, yes, yet again, that other stimulus package. So let me reiterate this a little bit now. So a couple weeks ago, we got a little glimpse of information. It wasn't much, but we got a little glimpse of information that the administration was going to be asking Congress for yet again another stimulus package. Unfortunately, we haven't heard a whole lot about it. This information first broke about 2 weeks ago. Give or take, a couple days, but it was about two weeks ago this first came out. Well, we got a little bit of information. In fact, just late last week, Steny Hoyer was out talking to reporters, and he said that this the package that the administration is going to be asking for is going to be a substantial sum. That's pretty much all that we've really gotten about it. We've still been waiting for the administration to reach out to Congress, and we haven't heard anything yet. However, Nancy Pelosi was out earlier today in her weekly meetings, and she reported that they are working on tying into the next federal budget. They're tying into it another COVID relief bill. In other words, the fancy way of saying a stimulus package. So this is what they're alluding to. However, here's what's interesting about it. They haven't given us a whole lot of details. They have not given us many details at all. They have not given us a price on it. They have not given us all as far as what this package is going to include. All that we've really heard about it is that they want to tie it to the next federal budget here that must be passed prior to, on, or before February 18th. And that's about all we know. And it's going to be a substantial sum. That's pretty much all we know at this time. It's kind of interesting to me that for some reason, this time, over the last 2 years, all of the stimulus packages that we've received, whether it was actually going to pass or not, we've always gotten the details of these packages, of these spending bills, everything that they want to do. We've always gotten the details of them, of what's included, what's the price going to be, all this other stuff. We don't really know anything about this yet. I don't know. Something about this seems a little suspicious to me. Not necessarily in a bad way. I'm just wondering, because they've had so many other packages and proposals that have hit the table and never gone anywhere, it makes me wonder if this time they've decided, okay, our strategy going into this one is we're not going to release any information to the public. We're going to do this all behind closed doors, and then right as it's about to be a done deal, then we'll tell the details, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong with this. I'm not really sure, but it seems kind of weird that in history, the last couple years here, we've seen so many updates and details on these packages as they continue to work their way out and all the details being negotiated out. But this time, it seems like they don't really want to share anything with us, but yet they're very aware that they want to attach this to the next federal budget. So it's there. Nancy Pelosi said it once again today, so they're still talking about it. And even like I said, last week, Steny Hoyer did confirm as well a substantial sum. So I don't know, So that's what I have for you right there with that being said out of Nancy. All right, so let's quickly talk about something that I mentioned in the last video, or a video earlier today anyway. And I thought the president was going to talk about this quite a bit, and I did not hear a single word mentioned about this. This is in regards to those free N95 masks. Now, I get it. I saw some comments on the other video earlier saying, I don't care. We don't want a mask. Who cares? Well, some people do care, so let me just give you the update. Again, please don't be upset with me. I know it's a frustrating time right now. I'm giving you the information that I find, okay? So here's what it is. Anyway, I was anticipating the president was going to be out talking about this. He didn't say a single word about it. Nothing. I'm surprised. I'm shocked, actually. But anyway, these masks, according to a little bit more research that I was doing, will be available at pharmacies starting next week and community health centers, and you'll be able to get 3 at a time, and they should be there completely free for you to grab. Again, you'll probably have to ask for it, right? You can't just go up and there won't be like a big grab bucket where you just go and, fill up a bag full. No, I don't think it works that way. I think you probably have to ask for it, but there will be these masks out available, so that'll be coming out next week sometime. I did not see a specific day, but again, it's probably going to be a little bit different across the country based on where they're shipping from, where they're going to, transit time, all these things like this. But, that's what we're finding out right there. So anyway, want to come back and give you a quick update on this press conference, what we heard out of the president today, as well as some other updates out of Nancy Pelosi on that other stimulus package and other details that we're getting right now. Again, the president's press conference was almost 2 hours long. I listened to the entire thing. To be real with you, there wasn't a whole lot of new information in it. Kind of the same old that we've always been hearing, a little bit of interesting information here and there, but for the most part, not a whole lot, right? Kind of the same old thing. So, but he did confirm, like I said, on the Build Back Better agenda that they would likely be breaking that package up, which, we've had some back and forth information on that, whether that's actually going to be true, whether they actually do break it up or not. But it's basically been confirmed that the current package in the Senate right now pretty much doesn't stand a chance, and they recognize that. So they're starting to understand that the $2.2 trillion package in the Senate right now probably is not going to pass, and likely probably won't even be brought to a vote, even though they said we're going to bring it to a vote right away. Well, we can see how things change, right? So with that being said, let's leave it there for now, and let's bring in Corey, my wife, so she can read that new updated list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of the fan club. I've been seeing some of your comments down below saying, hey, when am I going to get my shout out? Just hang tight. The list is changing every single video. Corey's coming in reading about 5, 6, maybe 7 names in every single video. So just hang tight and it will be coming here. I'm not sure when, but it is changing every video and the list is updated as well. And there's a lot of names. We're just working our way right down the list. And the list is also updated every single week so that anybody that maybe joins throughout the week, we're also making sure that you are added into the list as well. Hope that makes sense. So if you're interested in checking out the fan club, again, there's a link down below in the description. Feel free to look there. Otherwise, at the top of the comments section, I'll pin a comment there as well. I hope that can help you out. But with that being said, make sure to subscribe right down below. It's totally free to do so. Share this video or any others here on the channel with your friends, family, and social media. And be sure to go back and check out any of the other 2,000 videos right here on the channel, as they're all completely 100% free to watch all day, every single day. So enjoy. And with that being said, let's bring Corey in right now. Congratulations to the shoutouts in this video, and stay tuned for the next video later with the new updated list of shoutouts. All right, Corey, take it away, and I'll catch you again later in the next update. I'll see you.
Our shoutouts today are Jody Bennett, Paula Amaral, Diana Benno, Shelane Miner, Donna Rand, April Mullion, and Linda Burns. Thank you for being in the fan club.